Hello and welcome to Selah. Time to pause. Friday's episode. So what? You all right, Elizabeth?
I'm all right, thanks, Sam. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Good, thanks. Yes. I'm very into at the moment renewable energy,
Oh, yeah.
especially wind power.
Wind power.
Yeah, like we've been talking about this week. Some would say I'm a big fan.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of big fans, what turbines? Yeah, big turbines, wind turbines. When was the last time you've seen a wind turbine blush?
I don't know.
After breaking wind, you see.
Walked into that one. I will stop and breathe in your presence. Just breathe. Just breathe. Shall we reflect on the week?
Let's do that, Elizabeth.
And we can continue with your
Wind of the Spirit.
wind theme, yeah. Because in Monday's episode, Ian talked a lot about wind. More specifically, the wind being like the Holy Spirit in that it can't be controlled. Unlike the wind, you might see or hear its effects, but you can't see it in and of itself, which reminded me at the weekend, my mum and dad came to stay with us and we went for a walk around the park. And my mum's really into nature and stuff. But we walked, there are these really, I don't know what they are. They're absolutely huge, skinny trees that have lots of leaves at the top. And she just stood underneath and just wanted to listen to the wind. So like you could hear it and see the trees moving about as a result of the wind, but you can actually see the wind itself.
Yeah.
And Ian was talking about that the Holy Spirit's a bit like that we might not see the Holy Spirit, but we can see him at work.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see the Holy Spirit at work in people in the way that they are changed as a result of the Spirit's work in them. And it's the same for us, like the Holy Spirit transforms us from the inside out and increases our understanding of who God is.
Mm-hmm. He asked the question, how has it affected you, the wind of the Holy Spirit, not the wind in general? On my way to work, I cycled to work, it was very windy. And it blew me all the way down the canal. It was very good, very
pleasant.
Nice.
Yeah, if you go in the right direction.
Yeah, my way home's not going to be that great if it's still going the same way. But we'll see. I'll get there eventually.
Hopefully. Yeah, don't blow over.
But thinking of how the Holy Spirit affects our life, he mentioned about having confidence and being confident in the Holy Spirit. Mm-hmm. And I think definitely throughout a lot of things, the Holy Spirit gives me courage and confidence. And I think in some situations where I might be scared or like a really small thing, like walking through the house in the dark, it's not always the most pleasant thing, but this is really sad. When I have to walk through the house in the dark, I always think, well, there's nothing that can get me because I'm protected by God and the Holy Spirit. So I walk through the house with confidence in the dark. Small thing. What about you? Anything?
I think similar to what you just saying about confidence, like if I look back over the last however many years, I think just feel like the Holy Spirit kind of gives me confidence to be who I am and probably kind of respond to situations differently in a generally more peaceful way. Because I've not always kind of been the best at reacting to difficult situations and stuff and find it really easy to get overwhelmed. But I feel like over the last couple of years I can kind of see how I've sort of changed in that. Still a work in progress.
Yeah.
But it's probably good to come back to that question as in, just in life. Just to keep asking yourself, what is the Holy Spirit doing in my life?
Yeah, definitely.
And it doesn't need to be a big thing, because I was thinking too with the wind analogy that the wind can be a breeze and like very, very gentle, but it can also be so powerful that it can make the trees bend. So sometimes the effects of the Holy Spirit in our lives might be very radical and like a big, massive transformation, or it could be just like really subtle things like you becoming more patient or kinder. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a great analogy. Tuesday, the goodness of Jesus. You started with a quote from Dean Pallen, living through hard times at the moment. We've been through hard times, and there's probably more hard times to come. And we need more than what the government can promise in these days and days to come, which is also very true.
Yep.
And then you expanded on that with the Bible verse, all who are weary and troubled and burdened, come to me, not me, Jesus, and I will give you rest. I won't, Jesus will.
That pulled from the same verse that you were talking about last week about the yoke.
Yeah. And I noticed, to bring the tone down again, you said that verse and then you went, scramble for as much as we can. Sorry.
Finding jokes everywhere you are.
But on a serious note, we scramble as much as we can, and hope seems fragile when we rely on ourselves. But we don't have to rely on ourselves because we've got Jesus. And he says, come to me with your weariness, your anxiousness, your everything elseness, and he'll give you rest and help you through it. Which I think links really well to Thursday's episode where Ian was talking about
more weather
and predicting the weather. And when we're going through those troubled times, we can't always see a way out for ourselves, but we need to trust in God's plan, because equally as we can't understand or predict the weather, we can't understand or predict God's activities, because he fulfills his promises in his way and not our way. Just got to put our trust in him.
Yeah, that's good. I think that does link also to your episode on Wednesday, because one of the things that you said because you were talking about that film Ready Player One, which I have seen and was really, really good, and you talked about the book which you have lent me and I do intend to read. But when you were explaining the story, one of the things that you said was how the oasis was created because people want to escape reality, and they're kind of wanting to escape like the reality of kind of what they're living in. I think sometimes it can be really easy for us to do that too. Obviously not in the same way. Maybe some people do like to use VR to escape actual reality. But the world is so full of distractions, and you talked as well, like in the film, it's all kind of about reaching potential through challenges, and sometimes we see challenges as not good, but actually that's how we learn and that's how we grow, and how Jesus gives us the power and promise that he's with us to face those challenges. But I think sometimes when we come up against challenges, we don't want to face them, and so we kind of distract ourselves and just tell ourselves that like life being comfortable is fine. But actually, like, what did you say? The
character goes through challenges and is improved and learns from those challenges. I think it's quite obvious at the start that the character Wade Watts, the main character, his heart is so good and he's doing it all for the right reasons, but through going through these challenges, he makes errors along the way, and it shows his naivety and flaws, maybe. And through these challenges, he becomes a better person because of them, which equips him to be able to lead the Oasis and everything in it. So,
and it's a good message of why what you just said, why facing challenges is so good for kind of personal growth and faith growth.
Yeah.
And you said this thing at the end, which I really loved, how God doesn't call us just to sit on the skills that we've got, but to grow and become better with his help, which I guess is kind of, what you were just saying about Wade. And that sometimes what's best for us is actually stepping out of our comfort zones. But when we do that, it's kind of remembering, I guess linking with that yoke thing, is we're not doing it on our own. We're kind of doing it alongside Jesus, and he's got our backs.
Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Oh, my soul, praise him, for he is your health and salvation. Come all you here, now to his temple draw near. Join me in glad adoration. Praise to the Lord above all things, so wondrously rare. string you under his wings and so gently sustaining. Have you not seen all that is needful has been sent by his gracious ordain?